Hello student, we have learned basic things about. Now let me open MS Access first. I have made a shortcut over here, and in previous class we have started this chapter number 3, Introduction to MS Access 2010, and we have discussed some topic or point regarding this database. What are database, characteristic of database, and what are the terms that we are going to use: record, field, value, file, database, and if we want to design a database, what are the requirements and step in designing a database, and what is DBMS, database management system, what are the software that we have and the software that we are going to use, and the advantage of database. The software we are going to deal with here is Microsoft Access 2010. But in practically, we are going to use this Microsoft Access 2013 because I have installed this Office 2013, and it's similar with 2010, 13, and all. All the features are similar. So let's go to this Microsoft Access before learning MS Access. Now, if you have your textbook, open this one, page number 52, working with MS Microsoft Access 2010. If you want to open Microsoft Access, how you are going to open it? It's similar with the one which you have already done in previous classes. I mean, like class 4, 5, 6, 7, the one which you used to open Microsoft Word and Excel. Like, if you are going to open Microsoft Word or Excel, we have to go to the Microsoft Office file, go to start button, all program, Microsoft Office. After that, you are going to click this Microsoft Access, and if you want to select Word or Excel, you are going to select it from there in the Microsoft Office, inside the Microsoft Office. It's a part of Microsoft Office, that's why it's under that folder. And there are different software beside Access, Excel, and PowerPoint, Word. Microsoft Publisher is there, Outlook is there, Microsoft OneNote is there, like that different type of software are there. But here we are going to learn this Microsoft Access. It's for database DBMS. After opening this Microsoft Access, it's going to appear like this. The appearance, the one which you have in your textbook, that is figure number 3, it's a little bit different with the one which I am having right now, because I think it's different of the version is different. I mean, this is 2013 and that one is 2010, that's why. But it's similar, that we are going to select a blank database, and here also it's same, blank desktop database is here, similar with this one. So we are going to click it here. After clicking it here, you have to name a database. Say, let's say I have already named a demo. Let's name it again. Okay. Okay, after naming a database, it opens, and we don't know what to do. I'll explain it now. Just keep it like this way, and I'll explain it one by one. Here, what are the similar things, the one which we have earlier as Word or Excel? Title bar is similar, tab is similar, ribbon is similar, quick access toolbar is similar, status bar is similar, views are similar, and there are some difference like navigation pane. This is called navigation pane. This is title bar. The one which we save on file name as demo, and this is the title. So it's showing the title over here. That means our file name, that is demo. So this bar is called title bar. And these are all tab. These are all tab and quick access toolbar. So title bar appear in the top of the window. So it contain the name of the database. Means in Word or also Excel also it's similar. when you name your file, that file name appear in this title bar. And if you don't name any title or name to your file, then it's untitled. It name automatically as untitled. Now, quick access toolbar. What does this quick access toolbar features about? So here is quick access toolbar. Here we are going to keep some command that we usually use, frequently use while we are working in this MS Access or Word or Excel. It's similar with any of the Microsoft file, Microsoft software, that is Word, Excel or MS Access. We are going to keep it here shortcut for the command which we use frequently during our working time. I mean, like undo and redo we use frequently, that's why we save it there. And if we want to put other command also, like you can put it here. Click on this small arrow here and you can add here. Open file, new file, save file. Save file is already here. This floppy symbol, spelling check, mode, refresh all, sync. So let me put one, print preview. So this is print preview. This is a shortcut. More command means it will, you can add here more command. So from here you can add more command with your own choice. So after selecting here, choose all command. All command will show in this box and you can select it from here what command you want to add in the quick access toolbar, means for the shortcut purpose. So if you don't want to add, then you will leave just like that, and if you want to add, then you can add it here and remove also. For now time being, we have only three commands: save, undo and redo. Let me show you one thing. Okay. Mm, let's say align right, add, align right, we have added. Now it's here, align right. So if you want to remove this align right, more command and select this align right and remove. Okay, it will remove like this. You can add or remove your command, and whatever your choice is, the command which you are going to use frequently, you can add here in quick access toolbar. And after tab, there are different types of tools here. In this home tab, there are different type of tools. In create also, there are different type of tools or command. These are called ribbon. Under this title bar, there are ribbon. There are different type of command, and this command is different when you choose different tabs. Means when I click on home, there are different command, and when I click on other also, there are different command like that. So there are different type of command over all here. Create external data, database tool. So when you click on this small arrow also, it will pop up a dialog box or setting, more setting about this text formatting. Now let's go to tab. Means like after home, and when you click on this clipboard, here small arrow, it will open a window for a more clipboard option. And if you are clicking on this text formatting, this arrow, then it will show more features for text formatting. So like that, when you click on this small arrow, you will get more option for that features. Now let's go to tab. Ribbon is divided into tab. For different tab there are different tools. Main tab are home, create, I have already told you home, create, this external data, database tool, and when you create a table or anything, this table tool will show. If you didn't select any table, then the table tool will not here. I have deleted a table, so here we don't have any object. So like that, for different tab there are different tools. To access this tab, click on the label or the button that is file home create. You have to click it there. And I have already told you also, if you want to hide these tools or command, you have to double click over here. And when you hover your mouse or click it over there, the command or tools will show. And if you click on other area, it will remove again. Like this, you can hide it by clicking on this arrow also. Now, what are group? In ribbon, a line is divided. The commands are divided by this line. These are called group. This is template group. This is table group. This is query group. These are form group, report, macro, and code. Like this, view group, clipboard group, sort and filter group, record group, find group, text formatting group. These are different type of groups which are divided by this small line in the ribbon. These are called groups. Into that ribbon, the commands are subdivided into different type of groups by this line. And navigation pane, it displays the database object. I don't have here any object, that's why it's empty here in my navigation pane. So if I have more than one object or more than one table, the one which we have in our database, then it will display over here. So let's create one table. So like this, when I create one table, it will display in here in the navigation pane, so that if I delete the table also, I can access by clicking here itself very easily. Next is status bar. So what does status bar do? Which we have learned in MS Word and Excel is similar with this one, Access also. Status bar display about your document. In Word, what does it display? It display how many words or where your cursor is or how many words or letters are there in your document. But here in our database also, this access also, it will show information about our database, including button to change view. So it display all the information about our database, the one which we are working right now or which is active, the one which we open. View means it changes the view icon. Okay, save it. Look here. It changed the view style. Table to table to. Like this, when you click on view, it will change the view. You can change by clicking directly on the icon itself. We will learn later on what are the different types of view and tab bar. Here I have opened only one table, that's why there is only one table. If you have multiple table or multiple object, it will show here as a tab by not overlapping each other. It will show as a tab, and when you work or into different uh, object, you have to click on that tab. This is called tab bar. Now we are going to learn about database object. What are the different type of object? Look here, there is one shortcut, like when we press F10, here by pressing shortcut F10 or Alt, you will get the shortcut key to access the tab. Let me press Alt. When you press Alt like this, all the numbers or letters will be there to access the tab. When I when I want to go to home, then I can press H, and after that, all the command will be highlighted by letters into that. And if you want to go to that particular command, you can press this shortcut key from your keyboard, and you can directly go to there. Like this, this is the shortcut. Now let's learn about database object. This is the shortcut that I am explaining about, Alt and F10. Let's learn about this database object. I have already told you that we are going to in this different type of object are there in database that we are going to learn. In navigation pane, the one which we have seen in that software, in navigation pane, this database object will be there, and when you click on that object, you can edit or you can work to that object. Table is used to store database object. Table is the basic and main object that we are going to store all our information for our database. And forms are nothing that it makes easier to enter data in a table. Forms are nothing but it is some kind of like display or some kind of interface between the user and this database. It will make us easier to enter data or retrieve data from our database. That is form. I'm telling you again, there are different type of object. First one we are going to learn is table. Table is the main object in our database that we are going to store all our information and data in table. And form is nothing. It's an interface which make us easier, or the one which is going to use the database makes easier to use the database or to access the database. If they want to enter a if they want to enter a data, they can use this form and enter very easily. And if they want to retrieve a data from the database, they can use this form and retrieve the information from the database, so that they don't need to go to the table. Let's say in our table we have like 200 record for our school record in a database for a student table. In our student table, let's say we have 200 student or 3000 student, and let's say 2000 or 3000 student. If you want to search there, so a new person which is not familiar with the database or table comes, and if you want to retrieve the information from there, so if he search from a table by mistakenly, by mistake he can erase other or edit other information. So by using this form or interface, we can retrieve information or we can enter a data easily. And next one is query and report. Query is nothing, it is to retrieve information or data from one table to another based on some criteria displayed on the screen. Means, look here, it's used to retrieve. It's a query means it's a command that you are giving. A query means you are giving a command to the table or to the database that you want some information based on some condition. That's the main thing, to display it on the screen or display it on the form. Means you are giving a command with some condition to display it on the screen, that is query. And report means I'll give you example about query and report, all table and form for each and every one. I'll give you an example. Report display the data in a printed form. Report means when you want to give a tabulated or summarized report about your database, you can print it on a paper and you can take it out. That is called report display of the database. I'll give you an example for all these objects. Let's take an example for school. If I'm going to make a database for school, I'm going to make a table for student, teachers, and class. So we have three tables. So let's take in our school we have 1,000 students. So in our student table we have 1,000 record, and in teachers record we have around 40 records in teachers table, and in class table we have up to class 8. Till now we have up to class 8. That's why we have our record in for class 8. So okay, I'll visualize it so that you can see properly. So let me tell you, visualize here. So this is one table, student table. This is teacher table, student table, teacher table, and another one is class table. So we have three tables in our database, in our school database. So if you want to retrieve, so first one is table. So we are storing our information about our school in these three tables. Form, what is the form means? We have here thousand student, and in here teacher we have 40 teacher, and up to from class 1 to class 8 we have here in class table. So we have all the database around here. So if somebody came and if he or she want to access this student database, so if we open from a table, then he or she can view all the student from this or from our database. I mean, if he tell the unique ID also, if I open it from a table, then he or she can see other information also. So if I want to hide, or if I don't want let him to see this other information, I can use this form, and it's not really about a security purpose also. It's make easy for him to work by using this form also. We can create a form like this. Form means it's nothing, it's a display or interface. So we can make an interface like this. Here uh, we are going to enter this unique ID for the student, and here name, roll number, class, section, student record is the student information record. Yeah, it's going to show. So look here, this is one form, it's in display. So this is a form to access this student record by not accessing through table. So same thing, we can do it in a table also. We can open a table like this. When we open a table, When you close this, let me open one file. Okay, let me open this test file. I think there is some table inside here. Okay, like this. There are some table. You can open table like this. When you open the student detail table, it will show all the student information. These are demo that I have put some data. It's not a genuine data that I have made a dummy data. So if you open a student detail like this, so it will show all the 1,000 student records. So if I don't want to show it like that, or if I don't want to search student information like that, so we have to create it this form. We will learn later on how to create this form. And also nothing, it's this one, display or interface, just to access this information from the table or to display it in here. And query means, so here comes the form and query. Query means when I add a button here, let's say student, query means, let's keep a condition, student who secure more than 90% in final exam in previous year. This is the condition, 90% in previous year, previous class. So this is a query. When I want to retrieve all the students who secure more than 90% in previous class, I can click on this query and I can view all the students who secure more than 90% in previous class. This is a query with some criteria or condition to display it on the screen. All the retrieve all the data from the table is called query. And report display means when you take out all this record, and if you print it on a paper, then that's become a report. Now next topic is data type in MS Access. There are different type of data type in MS Access. We are going to learn one by one. A field may store data of different type. We have already learned what is field. That column is called field. Data type helps you define the type of data which you can enter into the field. So into this column or field, the one which we know previously as column, is called field. So in this field, if you want to enter a data, means information, you have to define it first, what kind of data you are going to enter. That thing is called data type. I'm telling you again, before entering data in the field, you have to predefine what type of value you are going to enter in the field. That is called data type. So there are different type of data type that we are going to learn in this one. Text. First one is text. Text store a combination of text and number, like address or address contain alphabets and number, like Uripok 795001, like that. We have in when we type address, so alphabets and number are there in our address. So like that, if you want to put an address in that field, then you have to select the data type as text. And that number won't be used for calculation, like postal code and all. That number, that the one which we enter in our text, that number we are not going to use it for calculation purpose. Means when I enter this pin code and all, that pin code, I am not going to use that pin code as to calculate that value. That's the main thing. So the default size is 50. It can store up to 250 characters, 255 characters. That's for text data type. The next one is number. store numeric data that will be used in calculation. This is important. You have to keep in mind that if you want to keep it for number or text, if you want to do some calculation, I mean, if you want to enter a student mark, let's give an example like if you want to store, okay, let me do it here. Okay, number here. Okay, let's add here three field student ID. So here, when I select this one, so there are different type of data type that we are going to select like this. So if I'm going to add here, here we are going to add this student ID. So here English 45, Maths 75, Hindi 89, like that. The one which we are going to enter in that particular field, we have to predefine it, which type of data I am going to enter. That is the data type that the one I am explaining about. That number I have selected with number, that numeric data in that field, we are going to use it for calculation. Means the one which I have entered here, English and Maths and Hindi, this mark, I am going to use it for calculation purpose later on. In text also, if you select text here, if you select text as a data type, you can enter numbers here in text also. But that number, the one you are going to enter in text database, it cannot be used for calculation purpose. Later on, if you want to add all the sum of the total mark, or if you want to find a percentage or something like that, total mark and all, if you are going to use for calculation later on, then if you use this text data type, you cannot use it for calculation purpose. That is the thing it's mentioned over here. Number that will not be used in calculation, like phone number or postal code, etc. So this text here, if you use this one, it cannot be used for calculation, and number, if you use number, then it can be used for calculation purpose later on. Numeric data. So next one is currency. You all know what is currency. Money. Specify various currency and display them in different format. When we are going to work with money, then we are going to use this currency. If you are going to enter any related with money, then you are going to use this currency data type. Next one is date and time. Date and time data type. If if you select this date and time data type, then it's going to display this date and time in various format. Means you can change the format, the way it display in your database, but that field or column, I'll tell you as column also, so that you don't confused with that one. But here we don't call it as column, we call it as field. So in that field, you cannot enter any other number or text or any other else currency or any other else. You have to only enter date and time in that field. Next is yes or no. This can have only two values, that is true or false. Yes or no means in this data type you have to enter only true or false. true or false means the value will be true or false. Yes means true or no means false. Lookup relationship. Lookup and relationship means in this data type, the one which we are going to uh, do is display either the list of value that is retrieved from a table or a query or a set of value that you specified when you created the field. Means when you select this lookup relationship, it's going to retrieve the one which we discussed about earlier, that if I want to display all the students which got 90% above in previous class or previous session or in previous final exam, that query, if you want to display in that list, so lookup like that type of field, we are going to use this lookup relationship. Lookup and relationship we are going to display in that field. So the lookup wizard helps you to create lookup field, and data type of the lookup field is either text or number depending on the choice that you make in the wizard. So when you select this lookup relationship, it will display a wizard and you are going to select one by step by step, and you are going to give a query, and it will retrieve from the database and it will show. So this data type, lookup data type, will show is will display that data in the form of text or number. Let's go to the next point. So next point is memo. Memo means store long text like notes, description. It can store up to 65,536 characters. This is a huge character. In what is that? In previous data type, that is text, it can store up to means up to only 255 characters. But here in this long text, we can store up to 65,536 characters. It's a huge, so that you can write a description or detail about something by using this memo. Next one is attachment. You have already heard the word attachment when you send an email or when you use an WhatsApp, and if you want to send a file which attach with your message, then you have to do this attachment, and you can attach a picture or document or anything, whatever supported by WhatsApp, and you can send it to your friend or the receiver. That is attachment. It's similar with the one which we have here. This special data type allows you to attach external file to an access database. It's similar the one which we have done earlier in WhatsApp or email or everywhere else. Attachment means we are going to attach an external file in our database by this data type. Hyperlink. We have learned about hyperlink in HTML. Hyperlink, you must have heard the word text or combination of text or number stored as a text and used as a hyperlink address. It can store up to 2048 characters. So this hyperlink means nothing. It's a link. When you click on this link or address, it will jump to that address or it will open that destination when you click on that one. So this is hyperlink. It can store up to this one 2048 characters in this hyperlink data type. And calculated field. So in calculated field, we are going to see is result of a calculation. A calculation must refer to other field in the same table. You would use the expression builder to create the calculation. means in calculated field, when you add the subject, when let's take an example for student. If you are entering the student mark and you are going to add up and you are going to do some calculation, the result part, the result data type will, you have to select this one calculated field, and that calculated field, that result data type, you have to select this one calculated field. Next one is OLE object. OLE object means nothing. It store all this one, pictures, graphs, sound, and word processing and spreadsheet file. Spreadsheet means Excel file. OLE object means in this data type we are going to store this supported file here in this MS Access. Means pictures, graph, sound, word processing means MS Word file, and Excel file. Auto number. In auto number data type, store an integer whose value increase or decrease automatically as you add or delete record. Look, in Excel we have already learned, if you apply a formula, then if you apply formula and if you change the number in the data, then the result also change automatically. Like that, similar to that one, it's also, this is a type of like that. Automatically it add up or uh, it decrease or increase the result or the integer number which stored in that field. When you delete a record or when you enter a record, the number automatically increase or decrease with your work. If the table does not have a primary key, then auto number data type uniquely identify the record. Then this one we have already discussed about primary key. If you don't have this primary key, then this auto number data will uniquely identify the record. Let's see the next one. Creating a table. Let's create a table. Let's close this one. Now we have open, I have already created two tables. Let's select another one. Okay, there is no table, it's empty here, so let's create a table over here. What we have learned earlier, or what I have told you, that table is the main thing that we are going to store all our information in this table. All the information that we are going to enter for our student or teacher or anyone else, we are going to store it in a table. So let's learn how to create a table. It's similar with the Word or Excel. It's very easy. We have to go to create and table. Clicking on this table, you will get an MS Access window. It will automatically create a table. Now go to create, click on this table. It will automatically create a table like this. Name will be as table 1 and it will open here. Here you have this ID and click to add. Click to add, you have to select the data type, the one which you are going to enter about. Means we have learned about data type, which type of data you are going to enter in this field. This is called, this column is called field and this is record. So in this field, what type of data type you are going to enter, you have to predefine that one first. So while making a table, before making a table or before working into that database or before creating a table, you have to fix your design first. You have to predefine or you have to pre-plan what type of data type, what type of field or how many fields I have I, I have required to create this database. So with this first one, we have created a table, and now we are going to select this one. Let's name it as text and create this as student name. Student name, it should be in text. So this one as student name. Next one is Hindi, English. Let's do with similar as this one. Your textbook. Hindi, mm, English, Maths. So it is very easy to create a table like this. Now we are going to learn how to save it. After creating a table, now we have named it as ID. This is primary key, that is ID. You can edit the name also, roll number or roll number ID or admission number, whatever your choice is. And student name, let's make this little bigger. Student name. You can add address also later on. So first field is ID and student name, Hindi, English and Maths. Now let's learn how to save it. If you close this one, let's save it here. Table 1. So I don't want to save it as table 1. So let's rename it as student. Okay. Now the table 1 name has changed into student. So you can close this file and you can view from here again. I'm going to tell you again, after saving it, if you want to edit or if you want to do anything in that table, then you can open it from here by double clicking on that one. The same table will appear here and you can do the changes again. Now, so that student table will come into that navigation pane and you can access from there. The extension of MS Access data type file is .accdb. I'll tell you again, the file extension name for MS Access is .accdb. File extension name is. So let's learn about rules for typing a field name. So when you type a field name, so there are some rules that we have to keep in mind. So let's learn that one. While we are typing this field name, so there are some rules we have to follow. Let's learn. Field name can be from 1 to 64 characters long. This field name I have typed student name, Hindi, English and Maths. It allowed up to 64 characters long. And in the field name, we can include letters, numbers and some special characters. Underscore sign is allowed. And in the field name, we cannot have bracket symbol. And field name cannot start with blank space. They can be written in uppercase, lowercase or both, but we cannot start with a blank space. In field name, while writing or naming your field name here, you cannot, in student name I will change it like this. So there is a space. look, I cannot move. Look here, I cannot start with the space in the field name. The name you supply is a reserved word. Reserved word has a specific meaning, Microsoft Access or Microsoft Access database engine. So we cannot use this name or start with this space. So we have to delete that one, and let's say student underscore name as name. Student underscore name. We can name it like this also, or you can name it as previous one, the one which I have did, that student name itself with the long form. But if you work in different this one different table, then it's better to use like this as name, or teacher name like t underscore name, or like that. You will learn later on, but for now time being, let me use that full one, that student name. Full one I'm going to use it, student name. And while working, it's not mandatory that I have to this one name this field name in the previous itself. While entering data and in the middle of your database, or in the middle of the session also, you can change this field name anytime whenever you want. Just open the table and you can change that field name whenever you want. It's not mandatory that you have to fix before starting a database. Now we have learned how to change the field name, and there are set of rules to name that field name. Let's revise again. For naming the field name, it can be up to 64 character long, the field name, and it can include underscore sign and some special characters. And the field name cannot have this bracket, and field name cannot start with blank space, and it can be written in uppercase and lowercase both. Now let's go to the next topic, that is defining a primary key in a table. We have already discussed in previous class also about primary key in our Google Meet also. Primary key is nothing, it's a unique ID to identify the record. That means in our student table, we have to set a primary key so that we can identify the student. I mean, like if a student, if there is a student with the same name, then we have to identify by using the ID. For student, this ID will be primary ID. Let's keep it as roll number. So how to set this primary key? Let's learn and let's do. Now, after opening the table, now after opening the student table, select and go to field, view, design view. Now, after going to that design view, it will display like this. That means these are the field name and these are the data type. So this ID, it has already set a primary key. The key that is showing out here is primary key. So it will show a key in front of that field name. If you want to change it, you can remove like this. So there is no primary key now in our table. So if you want to set a primary key, then you can click here and set it as primary key. And if you want to change this ID as roll number, then roll number. Auto number we have already learned. So let's put it at auto number. If you want to add another field, then you can put it from here also. And after changing everything, save it and close. So this is our new table. We have set this roll number as primary key and close it. After setting primary key, so I'll tell you again. Primary is a unique ID to identify the record, student record. If you want to change this roll number or primary key name, field name, you can change later on also. Now let's see how to add data in our table. We have to add data by clicking on the this value. We have to put the value. So student name, let's put some data. Student name, Tomba. Roll number I have kept it as auto number, that's why I don't need to give, automatically it will set Chauba. Let's write it in a capital letter. Tomba Chauba. Tomchin Boinao B Gary and Toiba. Okay, we have entered 10 student name. It's a dummy data that we are going to enter it for demo purpose only. Now we are going to add like this. If you want to enter the roll number manually, then you have to change that data type later on. Later on I will tell you how to change data type later on. So before I have selected this primary key roll number as auto number, that's why it's automatically. So let's say here we have added another this one student, so it's automatically. So if I delete this data, if I delete this record, then what happens? Delete record. Yes, 11 also delete record. It automatically deduct the number. I mean for roll number, it automatically remove the number also, that primary key. Like this roll number will change. So we have learned about how to add data to a table. Now let's add this mark, Hindi, English and Maths mark for our student. Let's say 78 got Let's enter mark. I think somebody is going to fail. Okay, finish. It's a dummy mark. We have entry for this one. If you want to arrange this in you can arrange like this. Center align. Now we have enter our data. Save it. You have to save it for each and every table. We have entered this primary key. We have set this as primary key roll number, and you can see that one here also. Now this is our primary key, that is roll number, auto number, student name. We have 3 subjects. We have entered all the data for 10 students. And we have saved it. Now let's learn about opening an existing database. This is our next topic. Look here in your textbook, page number 59. In a practice time, your textbook is giving you some work that create a table name called student data with the following field name and data type: roll number, in number, student name text, father name text, mother name text, and address text. Make roll number the primary key. Entry Enter at least 5 record and save the file. We have to learn this basic thing first before doing all the other stuff, calculation and maintaining the database. You have to know the basic things. This one you can create this and practice at home. If you have any problem, you can ask me in our interaction session, that is Google Meet class. So I'll tell you, if I close this one and when I open it, how to open a existing one. Okay, I'm not going to create a new database. I'm going to open the previous one that we have been working. Open it. It's same with MS Word or Excel, the one which we have already done. Open file. Go to open another file, and recently we have used this one, and that's the one we can open it from here. Or if you have other file in your computer or in pen drive, where did you save that file, you have to go to the destination folder and you have to select that file and open it. But in my PC I don't have any other file rather than this one, so I'll select just from here itself. Look at page number 59. uh, they have given a step also. Click on file tab. You have to click on file tab, and after that, existing database, open folder, and open dialog box will appear. In that dialog box, you have to select your desired location or where you have saved your file. You have to go to the destination and you have to select the file and click open, and your database will open itself. I think this is the one with that we are working. Test. Let's see. Yes, this is the one. Toolbar. Modifying the Table design. Now we are going to change the table design. If my table is like this, I cannot see the student name fully. Table design means changing the first topic is changing the white of the column. So if you want to change this field white, then you can change it. It's very easy. Just drag it. Make this cursor visible. That arrow comes in between, and just click it there, and with your choice you leave some space and just drag and arrange it. When this arrow comes, when this pointer shows, then you can just drag, and with your requirement size you can put it there. And here you can change the color like this, the alternate color. So you can change with your choice the colors and all. Now next topic is renaming the field. I think we have already learned this one, but let's see again. Renaming the field. Renaming the field means when we want to change the name of the field, the one which we have already entered and which we have already created. How many fields we have created? Here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 fields we have created. That is, first one is roll number, student name, Hindi, English, and Maths. If we want to change this English, then click on that field, right click and rename field. So this will show like this. Okay, we have made mistake again. So if you want to change again, by double clicking here also you can change it like this, enter. By double clicking on the field itself you can change the name itself, and by clicking right click and change rename field, by clicking on this one you can change the field name, and you can change the field name in the design view also. Means you have to change the view here, this design view. You can change the field name here also, English, Hindi, and student name, roll number, the one which we have, that for primary key roll number we have changed it here. So like that you can change it from here itself also. That is in page number 60, the one which we are discussing right now, that is renaming a field. Look at that point that they have discussed already. Take the mouse pointer to the field that you want to rename, and after that, second step, right click on that field, a pop-up menu appear like in figure 16, the one which we have already done, and click on the rename field like this. This is the pop-up menu that appears in figure 16, and change the field name with your choice. Next is very interesting topic, that is moving a field. Can we move the field from left to right? I mean, like if I want to start the field with subject this maths first, then can we start it, and can we put this Hindi at the last? So why can't we move like that? So by mistakenly, if the student name is here, or if I want to put the maths over here in first, just after the student name, why can't we do that one? It's very easy and interesting. So let's see. It's in page number 61. Like on several occasions, you may want to change the order of field and change the position or move the field. So the step is number one, look at your textbook. Select the field that you want to move. First, select it, and without selecting it, you can't move your field. Select the field you want to move. Take the mouse pointer on the field, click and start dragging from left to right in the desired direction. While your mouse is moving, a thick vertical line will guide you. Once the vertical line is positioned at the desired location, release the mouse button. It's very easy, this one. So the one which we have discussed, that is, I want to move this match field in front of here. So first step is what? Select it. We have already done selection, and after that, click right click on this one. When I press this left click, a thick line appears. Look here, a thick line appear. This is the thick line, the black one which is moving. This is the thick line. So when it moves like this, so it is the position where this match field will be left out. So if I want to move it here, or if I want to move it here, with our desired location, when it reaches our desired location, you have to release your left mouse button like this and finish your this one. Match field has already moved. Like this, you have to move this field. And again, I'll do this one. Hindi. Select it, left click, and move to your desired location like this. Finish. We have finished moving a field. We have learned how to move a field, how to rename it. Now, next topic is inserting a field. If we want to add one more subject, then what I'm going to do, that one. If I want to add a new field in the middle of this one, then how I'm going to do it. So let's say here I want to add a new field. So right, let's see your textbook first. Right click the field where you want to insert a new field. List will appear, this one, and click on that insert field. Insert field, a new field will enter. Insert, change this one, I want that in here, and you have to select your data type. You can move it later on also, and we have to select the data type. It's similar. Field name, short text, data type, or what is that time? Mm, let's say it's address. Double D. It's an address column. So if I want to put an address over here, so we can add like this, insert a new field. Like this, we can insert a new field here, and we can change the data type also. If it is address, then I can give a long text because address will be somewhat long. Usually address used to be a bigger, means more text is there. That's why I have selected this long text. Now next topic is, let's go to the next topic. Next topic is deleting a field. This is very easy. Deleting a field. You must have come to mind that when we press if we press this delete key, and or it will delete the field also when we press this delete key. So let's see. If you want to delete a field, Right click on that field that you want to delete. A list will appear. Click on the delete field option. A column and all its data are deleted. While deleting a field, think twice that permanently you want to delete that field. By mistakenly, if you delete your database, then you cannot recover it. So if you are going to delete a field, or if you are going to remove from your database, you have to think twice, and it's so that you didn't delete it mistakenly by mistake. So let's see how to delete it. Right click on that, select that field, right click and delete field. It's very easy. So here it's reminding me again, do you want to permanently delete the selected field and all the data in the field? So this is reminding if I want to delete this data permanently. So if I want to delete it, I will click yes. So it removes from our database. Now this is very easy. Next topic is changing the data type of a field. Now we have already learned this one. We have already set our table that this student name, maths, English and everything. Let's change the student name into something long, or let's change the data type. Let's see how we are going to do it. Select that field first. Now see in that page number 62, click on the field first. By clicking on the field, go to that field option and data type here. Short text. If you want to change it into other one, long text, short text, number, date and time, there are different other types also. So if I want to change it in a long text like this, I can change it. So later on, if you want to change your this one database, then you can change it like this. If you want to change your database data type of that field, then you can change later on also. Select this student name, data type, short text. Yes. Now let's see the next topic, that is sorting data. Sorting our data. We can sort our data alphabetically or arrange number in ascending or descending. The one which we have learned in Excel, that is filter features in Excel. That sorting thing we are going to done here also. If I want to sort this student name from alphabetical order, then I can do it like this, starting from B, C, G, H, N, T, T, like this. But all the primary key will be according to that only. Roll number 1 means number will be roll number 1 itself. And if I want to remove this one, just clear it. Now, so let's do practically, like if I want to sort the student according to this mark, maths mark or Hindi mark or English mark. Let's do that one. Click on that maths mark and from largest to smallest. So who got the highest mark? That is Chauba, Tomthin, Hentoiba, like that. Who got the least mark? Means now we got the least mark in maths. You can take a printout of this small table. Like this, we can sort our data according to our needs, according to our choice, according to our requirement. We can sort out the data here in our database. Ascending order or descending order with the English mark or Maths mark or Hindi mark with our own requirement. That is similar with filter function in this one. Filter function in table. This one. Filter. This filter function. Now last topic is before doing last topic, let's see up to here what we have learned. We have learned about sorting data in our database, changing the data type of the field, and defining primary key, renaming and adding data to the table, and opening a database, changing wide of the column or field, renaming the field, moving a field, inserting a new field and deleting it. We've learned this one. And the last topic is performing mathematical calculation with our data. Means we have entered some data and we are going to do some calculation over this. Very easily in MS Access we can do the calculation. Just open your table. Yes, just open in your table like this in datasheet view and go to the home tab, and after that total. Look here, automatically after this one total, a new record or new row will be there. Selecting here, you can change what you want to find: sum, average, count, maximum, minimum, standard deviation, variation. Like that you can do a simple calculation by using this one. So if you want to find a sum, then click on this sum. If you don't want to find anything, then none. If you don't want to find anything, none. So if you want to find the sum, average, like this, you can find it out. So here ends our chapter number 3, that is MS Access. This is the last topic, that performing mathematical calculation with our data. Open your table in a datasheet view and click on total, record group in the home tab, and this calculation, all things you can done it here very easily. So for now we are going to find sum only. Later on we will discuss other one. Thanks.